Wizard family, welcome back to Battle of the Beer Advent Calendars, day 24 on Beard Wizard Reviews. This is the last day of the Advent. I realize that it's probably the angle of my camera hides my eyes with this hat. Anyway, what is this show? This is a live review show where I pitted a German versus a U.S. Beer Advent Calendar. The German Beer Advent Calendar came from, it's actually the Kalia brand. I bought it at Costco. You can get it at several places, but they import German beers from all over Germany and Central Europe. Some of these breweries are hundreds of years old, and these beers are delicious. And I pitted against a U.S. Beer Advent Calendar that was picked up at Aldi's by my sister-in-law. Before we jump into it, though, please do subscribe. We are so close to 2,000. We are going to get there by April. I know it, but I need everybody's help. Keep sharing it. Keep clicking that red button. And follow me over on Twitch. More gaming content coming the rest of this week, and I'm so close there as well to affiliate. So keep helping out, keep clicking the buttons, keep joining the Beard Wizard family. All right, so a little rundown of what's happened. Germany obviously won. The U.S. put up a good fight though, and I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised by the quality of most of the beer that was in the U.S. Advent Calendar. It came from a discount grocery store called Aldi's, which, if you guys aren't familiar, Aldi's is known for their generics, their discount foods, very few name brand, if any name brand stuff in their store. A lot of people like to shop there to save money. They do have some decent stuff depending on what you're picking up. But again, it's all generic stuff. And I am kind of a beer snob, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect when it came to like a discount generic beer from a store like that. And I was pleasantly surprised. There were a few in there that shouldn't exist. There was too many IPAs, which is really what hurt the Advent Calendar. There was probably 6 or 7 IPAs in the whole box, and the US is only down they wound up with 7. You know, if you take out the 7 IPAs and put better quality beer in there, it would have been a pretty even match. It would have been much closer than it wound up being. So if we get good feedback, I may do this again next year with maybe I'll pit a different Beer Advent Calendar up against the German one and see. But yeah, we'll see. This year, Germany wins, but we're going to finish it out with one more beer. This is the last day, and they saved the best for last, as they did the last couple of years. So, to start us off right from Germany, we have a Weizenbock Hell from Ladenburger. This beer is by far, every year so far, this has been the best beer in the Advent Calendar. This has been the number one. It's always the last one, at least the last couple of years. So it makes it well worth it. You go 24 days to get to the best one. And it even says here, honored as one of the world's best Weizenbock beers. This is one of the world's best beers, period. If I could get this beer locally, I would be buying this all the time. This is a fantastic beer. If you can get this, get it. Enjoy it. This is a fantastic one. The Ladenburger Brewery has a pretty distinct history as well. On their website, the brewery with a long family tradition, it says in 1789, the Alder Brauerei, while the French were storming the Bastille. This puts things into perspective when this family has been doing this since the French stormed the Bastille. Joseph Fuchs, whose family owned one of the leading taverns in the Ellwagen region, established the Alder Brauerei, the Eagle Brewery, which included an inn in the town of Mueller. Now, if you see, the crest has an eagle on it. In 1820, the Eagle, the brewery inn was first referred to as the Eagle in 1820. At this time, the names of inns often had a religious significance. The heraldic animal is associated with John the Evangelist, after whom the previous owner, Johann Keininger, was named. This was possibly the source of the name of the crest. And then in 1906 to 1911, the premises was run by Joseph Rupp. His daughter, Matilda Rupp, married Max Ladenburger, who owned the Heimatschmule milling concern and took over the Edel Brewery in 1911. So long history with this particular brewery, and a Weizenbock Hell, because I like this show to be educational, not just me tasting beer and telling you which one I like. So Weizenbock, this is the first Weizenbock we've had. So Weizenbock is usually a lighter wheat version of the traditional German Bock. The Weizenbock Hell is golden in color, where a normal Weizenbock might be a little darker, or what you might sometimes refer to as a Dunkelweiss. This should be foamy, stable and creamy in appearance. It should be light, sort of hazy, and all of that stuff. So, all right. So from the U.S., we have a Celtic style wheat ale. I'd never heard of a Celtic style wheat ale. So I went looking, and it turns out there are a few of them out there, and O'Shea's is one of the big ones. But a Celtic style wheat ale is just a Celtic beer, an Irish beer, wheat beer, or wit beer. Usually creamy, usually mild, and smooth. We'll see. We'll see how this will be the first one of these that I've ever had, and I think I can get O'Shea's locally. So if I like this, I may have to try that one out. All right, so out of our new Beard Wizard Man Stein, the Weizenbock Hell. Prost. Yes. That is delicious. It's so smooth. It's got such good flavor on the back end. This is the best beer in the entire Advent calendar. It is delicious. It's got a lemony note a little bit on the back end. Very smooth, very flavorful. Just love that beer. Absolutely love that beer. All right, so let's cleanse our palate. Those lemony notes tend to stick with you. All right, let us see how the Celtic wheat ale stacks up. As you can see, it's got kind of a hazy appearance, but it's very golden in color. Smells like a wit beer. We'll see. Stronger than I expected on the flavor at first. It does not taste like a wit beer, though, at all. A wit beer, is your Blue Moons. That's a wit beer. It doesn't taste like a wit beer. It tastes like an Irish cream ale. No. It's not bad. It doesn't have a ton of flavor. It doesn't have a ton of anything. It doesn't really do much of anything for me. And it certainly doesn't taste like a wit beer. That's one of the things that's kind of held back the U.S. beer advent calendar as well, is the beer styles that they're presenting they don't always taste like you would expect for that style of beer. While I was impressed with the number of good beers that I enjoyed in the U.S. Advent calendar, they missed the mark on several good beers, like the Dunkel, this one, a couple others. They just missed the mark, and they should have been better. Too many IPAs. That peanut butter porter, good gods, why? Just too many hops in a lot of the beers that shouldn't have had. They had a hoppy Pilsner, was just not good. The German beer advent calendar, while they were top notch, they also missed the mark on a couple of the beers. And it's unfortunate because like the German stout was just not stout. It just wasn't quite what it should have been. So, but it had many more good beers than the U.S. beer advent calendar. So Germany takes it this year, which, yeah, I said at the beginning I might be a little biased. I tried to be as unbiased as possible, but hey, my last name is Bierschbach. So what are you going to do, right? It's going to be tough for somebody to overcome this beer advent calendar, but we'll see. Maybe next year I can find another one. I know there's one locally here in Illinois. We'll see how that one is. But until next time, come back for Beard Wizard Reviews here in a few minutes. I'm going to be doing a new artist on the channel. And yeah, I will probably be on Twitch tonight with something. I will see you guys all again soon. You have a great one.